Hi, my name is Mohamed Saleh. I was born in Asmara, Eritrea. I am originally from the eastern lowlands of Eritrea. I left Eritrea in 1971 and went to Italy on a medical scholarship. I graduated from medical school in Italy, and in 1979 I emigrated to the United States. Actually, I first came to the United States in 1973. In the United States, I trained in psychiatry and neurology at the University of Florida in Gainesville. Then I went to New York and trained in internal medicine at Harlem Hospital in Columbia University. For the last 5 years, I have been going back and forth through the United States and Eritrea, and I have been trying to help the development of psychiatric services in Eritrea. Eritrea became independent in 1991 after a 30-year war with Ethiopia. In 1998, Eritrea was again invaded by Ethiopia, and the country was engulfed in a 2-year war with its neighbor. Eritrea and Africa have many problems, numerous problems. Healthcare is one of the biggest problems in Eritrea and in Africa. Psychiatric services are essentially non-existent in Africa and in Eritrea, and we have been trying to make a difference. In January, after meeting with His Excellency, the Minister of Health in the country of Eritrea, Mr. Saleh Meki, we decided to develop a foundation to help the development of psychiatric services in Eritrea. Initially, we developed a partnership between St. Mary Hospital in Asmara, Eritrea, and Pembroke Hospital in Jacksonville, Florida, United States of America. However, we felt the development of a foundation was more appropriate. In February of 2002, along with several of my colleagues and the blessing of the Pembroke Hospital and St. Mary Hospital, we started the Eritrean Psychiatric Foundation. In October of this year, we went to Eritrea on our first humanitarian psychiatric mission. And for several weeks, we did a lot of work. We met with healthcare providers in Eritrea and the field of psychiatry. And following my presentation here, you will hear from the other members of the mission to Eritrea, and also from healthcare providers in Eritrea and the St. Mary Hospital. You will hear from Dr. Futsu, the only psychiatrist in Eritrea. Eritrea is the size of Pennsylvania, has 3.5 million people. It has only one fully trained psychiatrist, one psychiatric hospital, the St. Mary Hospital. They need everything. The only medications available at the St. Mary Hospital are Thorazine and Melaril, 2 medications what we hardly use in the United States. They are so old and they have so many side effects that nobody uses them. The newer psychiatric medications are not available. The patients have no access to the state-of-the-art psychiatric services. And the Eritrean Psychiatric Foundation is trying to fill that gap. During our mission in October of 2002, we took with us a 40-foot container of relief goods donated by the Eritrean community in Orlando, Florida, and also Dr. Louis Obi, a plastic surgeon in Jacksonville, Florida. We wish to take 4 missions of years to Eritrea, 1 every quarter, and also to send a container full of relief goods 4 times a year. Our next container will depart the United States in January. We are currently trying to raise funds to buy products, including medications, uniforms, and whatever is needed to carry out our mission in Eritrea, in addition to books, clothing, etc., etc. And we have prepared this video to provide you with this information and also to ask for your help with this endeavor. Africa, a continent that is torn by famine, drought, civil war, civil strife, and a myriad of other social, political, and military problems, a continent that common sense will tell you is experiencing significant trauma at all levels, where common sense will tell you the Africans and the Eritreans are experiencing serious psychological trauma, psychiatric services are non-existent. All the attention goes to medical services. We would like you to help us in improving psychiatric services in the country of Eritrea and in the African continent. Thank you for listening. I'm going to show you a few pictures from our mission in Eritrea. The mission was from September 15, 2002 until October 29, 2002. Following are pictures presented in a slideshow about the hospital, the St. Mary Hospital. You will see patients, obviously because of confidentiality you will not see their faces. You will see the conditions in which they live. You will also see the grounds of the hospital, and also you will see members of our team taking pictures in front of the hospital and just visiting the hospital.
My name is Rebecca Michaels. I'm a psychiatric nurse practitioner and a board member of the Eritrean Psychiatric Foundation. The staff of St. Mary's Neuropsychiatric Hospital is justifiably proud of the work they do with a large number of seriously ill psychiatric patients. They are working without the bare necessities that we take for granted in America. I'm confident that any resources that we can provide will be well used and appreciated by the staff of St. Mary's. It is truly an honor to be in a partnership with this hospital, and your help would be appreciated. Thank you.
Salam. My name is Barbara Taylor. I'm an advanced registered nurse practitioner in psychiatric and mental health care. I'm also a founding member of the Eritrean Psychiatric Foundation, working closely with Dr. Saleh over the past 8 months. Recently, we traveled to St. Mary's Psychiatric Hospital in Asmara, Eritrea. I feel honored and privileged to have been a part of this process and this experience. We need your help. We've identified 3 major areas that we need to help these people with. By helping them, we'll be helping them help themselves. The first thing that we've identified is that we need to help upgrade the facility, and we plan to do that beginning with the woman's ward. There are many things that the women need help with. They have absolutely no activities to engage in, no productive time spent doing things that might make them feel better about themselves. At the same time, we know that we can help by providing education, and we've worked out a plan to begin to do that. And the third thing that we need help, your help, in providing are pharmaceuticals. In the United States, we're very fortunate. We have medications that have been proven to be effective and safe for people with psychiatric disorders. Unfortunately, Eritrea does not have access to these medications at this time. We did take some with us, but that is not an unlimited supply. We need money to be able to buy the medications that are needed for these people. We need your help. Anything that you can do to help the cause, to help those people who are so sweet and so dear, who need help from all of us. Thank you so much. Ciao.
Hi, my name is Eve Owens, and I'm a mental health counselor in Jacksonville, Florida. I was also a recent member of the mission trip over to St. Mary's Hospital in Eritrea, Africa. Prior to going on the mission trip, I read that basically 90% of the world's resources are used by 10% of the world population, and that became very evident over at St. Mary's. The psychiatric hospital is operating with very few drugs and a great deal of limitations. They desperately need our help and any assistance that we can give them. We are working on 2 main things at this point in time, which is providing them a continual supply of medication, that's one of the most important, and educating them so that they can improve the service that they are giving to patients over there. They see an incredible amount of patients every day, in addition to the people that are in the hospital, and they really need any assistance that we would be able to provide for them. St. Mary's, thankfully, is blessed with an absolutely wonderful staff. They are very caring and very dedicated, but again, they're working with the limitations money-wise, medication-wise, and education-wise, and those are all things that we're striving to improve. The Eritrean Psychiatric Foundation is an incredibly valuable thing. I have dedicated my time and my money to its efforts, and I would ask that everyone please look inside their hearts, and any assistance that you may be able to provide to help us in our endeavors would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
You enjoyed your pictures and your tour of the hospital. You see how great is the need for assistance. Now we are going to see a few pictures and actually a few clips from our extensive meetings from the staff members at St. Mary Hospital. You will hear from Dr. Futsum, the medical director of St. Mary Hospital and the only psychiatrist in the country of Eritrea. You will then hear from the nurses and various other professionals that are currently doing their best to provide the best service they can to Eritreans with psychiatric illnesses. We're giving them hope that they're going to continue to improve the hospital as they have been. Before independence, this hospital was used as a punishment. They would take somebody drunk or somebody disruptive in the community. They just punish them by putting them in this hospital. After independence, this team, the staff, they have really worked hard to make it a true psychiatric hospital where you truly treat psychiatric patients. But it is nevertheless isolated. It's outside of even though the Ministry of Health is aware that it's psychiatric patient and psychiatric needs, it's almost like it's in a different standalone, in a different world. And for us to come here and with all this our wishes and what we would like to do and what we'd like to do to help the hospital and to help them improve and develop, it gives them a great hope.
I'm not going to I'm not going to I'm kind of staying. Say, Magnetosi. I'm not good at it. Never been I'm calling you. I've just زدم إذا حكمنا زي تفليتوس أتي حزب كمان دارجا أفلت أنا يتحكم الناس لازجبر كمان ببزح تعاقم معنا كسي جبرنا رمالتي أنا توس أمينو بس ولا بجبر كمان نايم حواي كسي أو ولا ديو أبيت سوق ديو أكل ولا نرأسي أبتحكمهم كمان نخلقت نجيرهم كمان دارجا أبزنا يدوب ناي السودان كاي ترفي كاب السودان كاي ترفي كمان إرتراويان طبق حكمنا لويدهم كمان ملئم بجبر بيئم كمان أتعرض مالا بسونا بشنت لهم مالتي يجي أركان زبين إحنا قرب ناي مدهاليسات بو مدهال كمانسي مدهاليسات تحس أرسات يبوانا فنان من كمان حجي تأمنتها سنة مالي أما نقول أرض كلها تهزل كمانسي نحق أحسك أهتداتو إحنا كمان مسؤمينا بسين قلبه كم أرض أنا كلها مدهاليس دعني أنا لساقة مالتي حجي تأمنتها تنقبرا كلها تهزبي قد أنا خبري قد أنا خمتي لا تحكموا كلها أما نقول أرض أنا كلها مدهاليس دعني قلت أكيد نيتي سمعنا سمعت نحنا ولا ساتهم كمان يسمبدو واناتو قال يوم قال جزيهم نخي تقوم خمانسي كبري المسحتو أي كمان خماناتنا مدهني أو نسكوب خستاي ولا تلقي حق جزء تدلي تزب خمان ما بزحتو أب فارماستات سلزير كبناتنا مدهني بتعني بالساعة حجي أكل زسي محقاتكم بتعني صبوعي وأتصارخهم كمان ساين قبر إحنا تسفان قبر مالتي أقرب مقباركم مهنياتو سي تمنقستي يمتصألو مالتي إتيز قرب نايتي مدهانيتن إتيز بيت حكامين سي استمات أطأل يكون بزحي زبيت حكامين لنا تيز مدهانيت كأبو حديث مالسو ولا تمتصأ خماسي بزحي حكامين سلازلنا نخلق شفن سلازيكل أبحث إرقوان قليو زو قارس أنه
Eritrea, wonderful land, right on the Red Sea. Our team had an opportunity to travel to the city of Keren in the western lowlands. During our trip to Keren, we took a few pictures along the way, and we will share some of our experience there. And also we stopped at El Aberet. In El Aberet, there is a hospital that was not there before independence. The Eritrean government and the Eritrean Ministry of Health have done a fantastic job in developing these outreach hospitals and community health centers. Our job is to provide a little of psychiatric overlay service in these places. Here are the pictures. We have now come to the conclusion of our presentation. Following my words, you will see clips from our last meeting at St. Mary Hospital on October 28, 2002. We had a last close-up meeting of the mission members and also the members from the staff at the St. Mary Hospital. You will hear from Hiwet, Muhur, and a few of the other staff members. You will hear about the medication deficiencies. Just clips. If you are interested in the full version of this cassette, please let us know and we'll send you the long version where you will hear everybody's comments and opinions.
Saying about the environment that needs a lot of improvement in terms of the hardware of it, like the gardening, the well, and improving the landscaping. It's also important, from what he mentioned last time, although we know about recreational therapy, occupational therapy, theoretically we can read it in books, but we need also hands-on training in order to be able to use those different types of
psychiatric nurse practitioner, and this has been a wonderful experience to be able to meet with so many different people, and such a wonderful opportunity to see another part of the world, and a wonderful opportunity to be able to give back, you know. And sorry, I can't help it. That's the way I am. And I want to be able to help in any way that I can, and I believe that there are a lot of other people out there that want to be able to help. And I think you've done a fantastic, wonderful job with, there's a lot of dedicated staff here who have worked very, very hard for many, many years. And I think you need some help and some relief, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to do that.
Partnerships are not between buildings and institutions. Partnerships are between individuals and human beings. Therefore, we would like to partner each staff member of St. Mary Hospital with a colleague in the United States. I'm the medical director at Pembroke Hospital. He's the medical director at St. Mary Hospital. We communicate on a continuous basis. We have here members of the mission and staff from the St. Mary Hospital.
My name is Butumran Gavrankus. I'm a psychiatrist working at St. Mary's Psychiatric Hospital as a medical director. The importance of having a regular supply of medication. And as she said, the number of patients that we're getting is above what we used to get in the past, and as a result of that, we continuously are experiencing shortage of medicine.
psychiatric foundation معرفة نزيد قرحتها ديروا لتوسطاتنا نحجاز الزلوح بسبنا حقي صبوا أبقمت أتيكم قدركم نعنا بتحكم نصاهم.
This concludes our videotape. I would like to ask you to please help our organization, help our effort to help the St. Mary Hospital and the development of psychiatric services in Eritrea and eventually in the rest of Africa. I would also like to take this opportunity to present my colleagues, Rebecca Michaels, ARMP, Barbara Taylor, ARMP, and Yvette Carver, LMHC, who were extremely valuable members of the mission. We'd like you to listen to their words and to their encouragement. And I would like to thank the members of the staff at St. Mary Hospital, my wife Graciela, who was very gracious and came and was very helpful during our mission, my brother Mohamed O Saleh, who was a technical advisor and supporter and who worked more than anybody else. He was there for 6 weeks and he spent a great deal of time in setting up the cameras, the monitoring cameras, and all the other technical needs of the hospital. Mukhtar is also the author, editor, and director of this videotape. Thank you, Mukhtar. Thank you, Graciela. Thank you, everybody. I will see you in Eritrea.